A new feature at the third biannual WITBN conference in Kautokeino, Norway is the World Indigenous Journalism Awards. This competition among news broadcasters from across the world demonstrates how indigenous communities face similar issues.
The perspective of the indigenous people is important for the people themselves, and we have the right to form stories that are from our own experience.
Wuwu's Last Piece of Land, Taiwan Indigenous Television, Taiwan.
The 24 entries from the WITBN members demonstrated the high quality of indigenous journalism from across the world.
It was a difficult task to judge, of course. You can just imagine almost 30 stories of good quality.
The value of water, ʻŌiwi TV, Hawaii.
All of the water from the streams and communities.
A competition like this has a twofold aim. First, to bring out what is in the field and to generally challenge journalists to improve quality. And I think this competition works well to everybody in this sense. And then secondly, to give good examples of what really can be understood as very, very good, exquisite journalism, and give good examples to journalists to strive for.
They put a gun on my head.
All of us, we are ready to die for our land.
Similar themes of land, self-determination, and culture demonstrate how we have many issues in common. These connections can also be found in unexpected locations.
Honors of WJIA 2012, Amasir, NRK Sápmi, Norway.
I was told that I'm Arab in my childhood, so that's what I think. I've never thought of questioning this before. Will you question?
An NRK Sápmi news team traveled all the way to North Africa to see how the 2011 revolutions affected another indigenous people, the Amagazi.
Det var spoilasko Afrikas länge halakvalamat Amasikka hion mi perustat hälet tjejit mo era halakvalamat maailmat ja viimeistä Amasikka alamat lagop vättilisistä ja me hälim tjej manlakai sintilli lagop ehkä svätte vuovlujun.
Amasikka-alamot ei tuosta piisani tämän lauan leiraida. Simon Chiikosi tyylin siihen.
Mun oppin tämän ammasikka alamu piirra, että si tällä suli sama, että ollut alkualamu miehtäminen toru hetse huika huolai hälit etse kiela huolahit ja tällä tuo valta, että siis sulje sama tormus kuin mistäpä. Saamis ja era seis alkualamu.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...
Winner of the WITBN Indigenous Journalism Award 2012, Kimberley Gas Hub Series, National Indigenous Television, Australia.
Janet Cox remembers well the day that the James Price Point protesters now call Black Tuesday.
A 5-part series reporting on a proposed gas hub development in Western Australia earned NITV News the inaugural WIJA award.
It was really important that we did tell our side of the story, because I guess in the mainstream story it was pitched as, you know, the Land Council versus this breakaway rebel group of traditional owners, and they were really pitching Indigenous people against each other.
The NITV investigative series highlighted the need for journalists to earn the trust of Native communities.
One of the traditional owners that is opposed to this gas hub is opposed to it because it's a sacred place on his country. So he has really valid cultural reasons for that not wanting to go ahead. He's not just being difficult, which is sort of the picture that was painted in the mainstream press. So he was a little bit gun shy, I guess, of talking to the mainstream media because of the way he'd been portrayed, whereas us going in with our unique understanding of those issues and why they're so important, he was a lot more open to actually talking and showing us.
And while NITV may have taken home the award this year, the big winner is Indigenous journalism.
There's not just one homogenised Indigenous opinion, which you might believe if you watch mainstream media, we acknowledge there's a huge diversity of circumstance and a huge diversity of opinion, and it's really important that we showcase all of those and give voice to all of those.
Min alkualamat TV-station on mon era riikiltä kus alkualamat. En kun tavallaan läänuu että valdo TV-kanalat valdo tai perus alkualamojen on panosia. Ja tällä huitella että mi monas kootsi tai alkualamat ääsi mains.
They have an interest for basic values of nature, basic values of being human, basic values of community. These are of course something that are basic values for everybody, but the indigenous people have particular skills and particular methods of bringing these issues to the fore, and it is very wise for the rest of the world to listen and look at these stories.
All participants agreed that these awards have raised the bar for Indigenous journalism. O WJIA o Bryson Ho, Norway. Aloha.